For weeks, unidentified drones have been roaming our skies, slipping past radar systems, and hovering over critical infrastructure. Their purpose? Unknown. Their origin? A mystery. And the timing? That's where it gets even more intriguing. Reports are flooding in from across New York, New Jersey, and beyond, with sightings near military installations, nuclear facilities, and even civilian neighborhoods. Eyewitnesses are baffled. The Pentagon has denied any involvement, claiming the drones don't belong to foreign adversaries or the US military. But here's the question. How can the world's most advanced airspace surveillance system fail to identify dozens of drones? This isn't just about technology. It's about timing, power, and control. Is this a covert operation, a foreign probe, or perhaps something entirely off-world? Or could these mysterious appearances be part of a larger game, a distraction from global instability, or even a pretext for introducing new surveillance laws? And then there's the political backdrop, Donald Trump's impending return to office in 2025. Could these events be linked to an effort to destabilize or discredit leadership during a pivotal transition? The skies are filled with questions, but the bigger mystery lies beneath. Who controls these drones? Why are they appearing now? And what might they be distracting us from? This isn't just a story about drones. It's about power, secrecy, and the narratives shaping our lives. Let's dive into the enigma of the mysterious drones and uncover what they don't want you to see. The sightings began in mid-November 2024. At first, they seemed isolated. A few drones reported over rural New Jersey. But soon, reports multiplied. Dozens of drones, large, highly maneuverable, and often flying in formations, were seen across New York, New Jersey, and beyond. Witnesses described them as eerily silent, with bright lights and no discernible markings. What made these sightings more troubling was where they occurred, near nuclear power plants, military bases, and even heavily restricted airspace. Eyewitness videos captured drones flying in perfect synchronization, their movements too coordinated for hobbyists or amateurs. Local authorities initially dismissed the reports, but as sightings persisted, they began calling for federal assistance. By December, the Pentagon and FBI were officially involved, launching investigations into what many now call a coordinated intrusion. Yet despite their efforts, no one seems to know who's behind the drones, or what they're doing. But here's the twist. This isn't just about unexplained technology. It's about timing. Why are these drones appearing now, in the weeks leading up to one of the most contentious political transitions in US history? From surveillance experts to conspiracy theorists, everyone has a theory. Some claim the drones are probing critical infrastructure for vulnerabilities. Others argue they're part of a covert military exercise. And a few have suggested something even more unsettling. Could these drones be testing our defenses for something bigger? Federal authorities have been tight-lipped about the drone sightings, offering more questions than answers. The Pentagon has repeatedly stated there's no evidence linking the drones to foreign adversaries, US military operations, or known private sector projects. The FBI, meanwhile, has launched an investigation, but remains vague about its progress, citing national security concerns. This lack of clarity has only fueled public speculation. If the government doesn't know where these drones are coming from, or won't say, what does that imply? Are we witnessing a genuine failure of US airspace security? Or is this calculated silence, masking a covert operation or classified program? Adding to the intrigue, Donald Trump has accused the Biden administration of covering up the truth.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
Suggesting that the government knows what's happening, but refuses to disclose it. His statements have sparked fierce debate, with some viewing them as political rhetoric and others as an indication of deeper knowledge. State and local officials have voiced their frustrations, demanding transparency from federal agencies. New Jersey's governor publicly called for a detailed explanation after drones were spotted near critical infrastructure. Yet, federal responses remain cautious, offering little more than reassurances that the situation is under control. But here's the problem. How can the government maintain control when it doesn't seem to have answers? Could the vagueness be intentional, aimed at keeping the public confused and distracted? Or worse, could this be a test to gauge how far the public can be pushed before demanding accountability? The US government possesses some of the most advanced airspace surveillance systems in the world. From NORAD's radar network to FAA tracking technologies, it's hard to believe that dozens of drones could traverse American skies without detection. And yet, that's the narrative we're being sold. The government doesn't know who's behind these drones or how they're operating. Could these drones be using stealth technology so advanced it evades even US airspace defenses? If so, who's behind it? Rogue actors, powerful corporations, or something we've never seen before? Then there's another possibility, one that's even more unsettling. What if the government does know but is feigning ignorance? Historically, governments have concealed knowledge of aerial phenomena, from the Roswell incident to decades of classified UFO files that only recently became public. Could this be another case of secrecy cloaked in denial? Some speculate that these drones are part of a covert military or intelligence operation, perhaps too classified to acknowledge publicly. Others suggest they represent private sector innovation, such as experimental aerospace technology being tested without public scrutiny. And what if these drones are connected to the unexplained aerial phenomena, UAPs, the Pentagon has admitted to investigating in recent years? Are we witnessing an escalation of something governments can't fully understand or control? Whether this is a failure, a cover-up, or something else entirely, the lack of answers raises one undeniable truth. There's more to this story than we're being told. With so few answers, theories about the mysterious drones have flooded the public discourse, ranging from plausible to outright bizarre. One of the most common theories is foreign surveillance. Some believe these drones belong to adversaries like China or Iran, probing US airspace for vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure. However, the Pentagon has denied any evidence of foreign involvement, casting doubt on this explanation. If not foreign, could these drones be part of a domestic operation? Classified military exercises or experimental technologies from aerospace giants like Lockheed Martin are frequently cited as possibilities. Then there's the theory that grabs headlines: alien technology. In recent years, the Pentagon has admitted to investigating unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, some of which defy known physics. Could these drones represent a continuation of those phenomena, testing the boundaries of human understanding? Or are they deliberately being linked to extraterrestrial theories as a way to muddy the waters? Another possibility is that these sightings are entirely staged. Some argue that the drones are part of a psychological operation designed to manipulate public perception. By creating a mystery, the system shifts focus from pressing issues like economic instability, rising global tensions, or impending political transitions. Could this be a manufactured event to justify sweeping policy changes, such as stricter surveillance laws or militarized airspace control? What unites all these theories is their timing. Why are these events happening now, just as the nation braces for political upheaval? Is this chaos being engineered to destabilize trust in leadership during a critical moment in US politics? In a world filled with political turmoil, economic instability, and global crises, it's hard not to wonder, could these mysterious drones be part of a larger distraction? The timing is suspicious, to say the least. With rising inflation, escalating conflicts, and a presidential transition on the horizon, the question isn't just what the drones are, it's why now. Distraction is a time-tested tool for governments and institutions. When the public's attention is captivated by a mystery, other stories slip under the radar. While media outlets flood the airwaves with speculation about drones, critical issues like wealth inequality, climate change, or energy crises go unnoticed. Could this drone phenomenon be designed to dominate the news cycle, conveniently diverting attention from deeper problems? But distraction isn't just about ignoring the issues. It's about controlling the narrative. The drone sightings provide a perfect opportunity to amplify fear and uncertainty. Fear is a powerful tool. It unites people under the banner of authority, fosters dependency on the system, and makes dissent less likely. And then there's the political angle. Could this be part of a broader strategy to discredit Donald Trump as he prepares to take office in January 2025? A nation grappling with unexplained threats is a nation primed to question its leadership. The narrative of chaos and uncertainty might not just distract, it could also destabilize confidence in the incoming administration. Whether the drone sightings are a genuine mystery or a carefully orchestrated event, their ability to divert focus from systemic issues is undeniable. If we're looking up at the sky, what aren't we seeing below? One potential outcome of the drone phenomenon is already becoming clear. It could be used to justify new and expansive surveillance laws. History has shown that crises, real or manufactured, often serve as catalysts for increased governmental control. Could the mysterious drones be the pretext for the next wave of surveillance? Consider the precedent. After 9/11, the Patriot Act was passed to combat terrorism, but came at the cost of unprecedented intrusions into privacy. Today, the unexplained nature of the drones might be used to call for stricter airspace monitoring, mandatory drone tracking systems, or even expanded budgets for agencies like the FAA, DHS, and the Pentagon. There's also the potential for global implications. Internationally, countries have already started implementing stricter drone regulations under the guise of protecting national security. If the US leads the way in enacting sweeping measures, it could normalize mass surveillance of civilian airspaces worldwide. But is this really about security? Or is it about control? Critics warn that such laws might not stop at drones. They could pave the way for broader monitoring of citizens, from their online activity to their physical movements. Drones may simply be the opening act for a larger push toward a surveillance state. What makes this even more troubling is the timing. With tensions rising between global powers and domestic unrest brewing, increased surveillance might be less about drones and more about quelling dissent. Are we being primed to accept these measures under the guise of protecting ourselves from an undefined threat? The question isn't just what will they monitor, it's how far will they go? What happens when security measures meant for drones begin infringing on civilian privacy? The implications stretch far beyond the skies. The mysterious drones hovering over critical infrastructure and restricted airspace raise more than just questions. They expose potential vulnerabilities in national security, privacy, and public trust. First, there's the national security risk. These drones have been spotted near nuclear plants, military bases, and even civilian airports, where any disruption could lead to catastrophic consequences. If these drones are foreign probes or even private experiments, how have they evaded detection? More importantly, what information could they be gathering, and for what purpose? Then, there's the matter of privacy. The push for tighter drone laws might seem like a solution, but history shows that surveillance tools often expand beyond their original purpose. Could we see drones used not just to monitor airspace, but also neighborhoods, protests, or individual movements? When does security become surveillance, and at what cost to our freedoms? The government's vague responses don't help. Public trust in institutions is already fragile, and the inability, or refusal, to provide clear answers only deepens skepticism. Why can't they track these drones? Is the technology that advanced, or is the truth being withheld? The lack of transparency fuels conspiracy theories, polarizing people and further eroding collective confidence. Perhaps most concerning is how the drone mystery keeps the public distracted, fragmented, and anxious. Fear of the unknown can be a powerful tool to keep populations divided and focused on immediate threats rather than systemic issues. While we debate who controls the drones, are we ignoring who controls the narrative? In the end, these drones aren't just a threat to security or privacy. They're a litmus test for how much uncertainty we're willing to accept from those in power. Every minute we spend staring at the sky, captivated by the drone mystery, is a minute lost to addressing deeper, more systemic problems. And that's precisely the point. Distraction isn't just a byproduct of the drone phenomenon, it's its most dangerous feature. Take the media frenzy. News outlets are saturated with drone stories, feeding public fascination with theories that range from plausible to outrageous. But while we're glued to the latest updates, how much attention is being given to rising inflation, geopolitical conflicts, or the climate crisis? These issues don't trend on social media because they don't carry the same mystique as glowing lights in the sky, but their consequences will shape our lives far more profoundly. Distraction doesn't just redirect focus, it fractures it. Theories about drones, alien technology, foreign adversaries, government experiments fuel division rather than unity. While we argue over who's responsible, the larger system benefits. A distracted population is easier to control, less likely to organize, and too busy debating mysteries to demand accountability. On an individual level, the cost of distraction is equally dire. How much of your time and energy is spent consumed by stories that offer no clear answers? How often do you find yourself caught in cycles of fear, outrage, or speculation, while personal priorities fall by the wayside? The real cost of distraction isn't just time, it's agency. It's the ability to think critically, to question, and to act. The drone mystery, like so many before it, teaches us one thing. As long as we're focused on what's above, we risk missing what's happening all around us. The mysterious drones hovering in our skies aren't just an enigma. They're a mirror reflecting the complexities of power, control, and distraction in our modern world. While we don't have all the answers, the questions themselves reveal unsettling truths about how narratives are crafted and manipulated. Are these drones foreign probes, testing the vulnerabilities of US infrastructure? Could they be part of a covert military or private sector operation too classified to disclose? Or are they something even more extraordinary? Advanced technology that defies our current understanding. But perhaps the bigger question is why now? The timing, coinciding with economic instability, geopolitical unrest, and an impending presidential transition, is too significant to ignore. Could this phenomenon be a carefully orchestrated distraction? A way to keep the public looking up while systemic issues fester below? And then there's the possibility of control. The mystery surrounding these drones creates the perfect pretext for new surveillance measures, expanding the reach of government over our lives. Fear of the unknown has historically been used to justify eroding freedoms, and this could be no different. Ultimately, these drones may represent more than a technological mystery. They may symbolize how easily attention can be manipulated in an age of constant distraction. Whether they're a foreign threat, a domestic operation, or something else entirely, the deeper question is, who benefits from the confusion? As the skies remain filled with unanswered questions, one truth is clear. The more distracted we are by what's above, the less we notice what's happening all around us. It's time to pull back the curtain, demand transparency, and reclaim our focus.